Madden World, what it be like? It's your boy Foe. Xbox 720 is the gamer tag on the PS4, and yo, this is that double, triple Madden OGs, and we are back dropping that quality content to help you get your Madden game better. And yo, I'm gonna stay in the New England Patriots playbook, and we are gonna pick up on the split close pass. I'm actually gonna show you a concept out of there, but we're not scheming the whole thing just yet. I was having a conversation with somebody, one of my partners, man, and he was talking to me about the hard flat, curl flat, deep blue combination that you can put on the field now. Because of how the zones play in Madden this year, how that kind of blankets one side of the field and can't throw on it and everything. And I was like, hold up, bro. Like, I mean, that's true. It is. I use it a lot, and we can shut it down because a lot of people are average players or intermediate players, and they don't really understand how to break that particular like concept down. But you can throw on it, and I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways that you can throw on that same side of the field safely and still connect. So we're gonna go to split close pass, which this is good. Everything I'm gonna show you today is gonna be something we've either schemed or we are gonna scheme. So that's also dope. So I'm giving you additional setups to throw in your toolbox today, which is nice. So we wanna go ahead and find something that works, like cover three drop, which already has it kind of set up for us. We don't have to set it up. And we'll call our regular drag wheel. The main reason why I want to call that, shout out to the person that showed me how to get 3 wide receivers in this set, bro. Like you the fucking best, kid. Alright, getting back to it though. We went over this setup, right? Well, we kind of set up like that strong close kind of look. And remember, we were getting all our action to the left side of the field and all of that. And honestly, man, they might try to set up the hard flat, curl flat, deep blue to the left side to shut something like this down, even out of our like weak tight twins or something like that. But I'm gonna show you today where, let's look at the play art on defense. Well, when they have something like this, because a lot of people just do it to the strong side. You see, I got 3 receivers on the right side, 2 receivers are running back on the right side. A lot of people just by default, because you don't always have much time to set up your defense, and sometimes you just guess. I like to do that too in a game where if it's going to the strong side, I just max all my coverage out like that when I'm not trying to blitz you, and then I'll just play on, I don't know, like this player or something like that. So let me just go ahead and show you real quick like what you would do. There is a play that's a quick audible too at that, so that's dope, called Z spot. All right, now you see Z spot, we got the table route and the outpost, the spot route on the right side of the field. The way we're gonna get adjusted with this is we're gonna go ahead and put Coates on a fade, and then we're gonna motion over the blocking player Le'Veon Bell. He's gonna turn into a hitch route, and then this is gonna give us the ability, as of course they got to show out for the gram. So I'll show you again. He just blew up that side of the field, bro. Like this year, I swear they gotta patch it. Just tone it down just a little bit. It's crazy this year. So we'll go ahead and set it up. We're gonna be able to throw up top. And look, if he wouldn't have had that little hitch after he caught it, we'd have housed that. Did y'all see that? So I'm still able to throw to this side. So we'll take a look again. Look at those linemen, bro. This is ridiculous. It's like 2K this year, where they get just animations just to be getting animations. Like, I tested this. You can put in the worst defensive lineman, and you can still trigger an animation on him that will beat even the best lineman in the game, bro. Like, you could take Tyron Smith, the best left tackle in the game, and put the worst defensive lineman there, and he won't be able to block him. You can trigger an animation. So game's sort of broken in that way. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What happens is that curl flat, you see how he kind of drops to the hitch a little bit before he goes out, and that gives me enough spacing to be able to throw behind him. That's the main thing we want to look at first as our first setup. So we just want to look at that real quick. As you can see, And that's just how it's gonna work every time. And unfortunately, we're not able to get like something like a seam flat over. Now you could, if you have an advanced player, you could have somebody try to get a seam flat or something else popping, but I don't really ever really see that. Another way that we can go about trying to beat this, and before we move on, let me just say, let's say they do something like a cover 2 or a cover 6, and if you guys didn't see me break down cover 6 before, cover 6 is merely one side of the field is going to have a hard flat, and then like a cover 2 like deep blue where they're playing half of the field. You see he has a much bigger deep blue zone area to cover, and then the other side would be set up like cover 4. So I can set up a cover 2, and where the hard flats is, it will work exactly the same way. So this will work for cover 6 and cover 2. I'm just saying. We could take and move this player, because I do this a lot, where I call a cover 2. I set both of mine up like that. I do that from time to time, bro. Why I do that? You know what I mean? And then I'll set my defense like that. I like to set my defense like this a lot. But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna show you it's not gonna get any better for us. So let's go ahead and show you. We're gonna go ahead and motion them over. And two things that are gonna happen. One, we can cut off, and as you can see, we might be off to the races. That might be something that might happen. Let's go ahead and replay. If you set up like that, and a lot of times I'll set up and blanket one side of the field, and I will not play that side of the field. So if I call a cover 6, sometimes I really only do it because I know that I can get burnt like this if somebody knows how to do it. But if sometimes I will gamble and call like cover 6 and do it. But if they have that deep blue in a half, that deep blue is actually gonna drift to the outside a little bit, and you can throw a precision pass up and to the inside and click on and cut off. Boom. And depending on how they catch it, and you see for some reason all of them like getting like these little stumble animations after they catch it, where they should just be catching and going. But look to the right, if you will. I could have thrown that to Antonio Brown just the same. It wouldn't have mattered. Trust me. So now you get an additional option. And then if they ever try to play over the top, because I know you're thinking, well, why don't you just play over the top? They want to bite down. Well, now you got the hitch route you can throw when they play over the top, because everything's going to drift backwards. Now, the only real way to stop this is, like I said, to like move this player like out wide and shit like that to make sure he doesn't like try to react to the hitch. But then I'm just gonna run the football simply. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm just gonna run the football every time. Now, another way you can go about beating this is looking at weak close, and then we can look at bench switch. Now, if we do that, then we'll put it on the side, like, cause you know people get smart, man. They know my actions run to the left side predominantly if I'm not motioning that outside player on the right. So what I love about this play that we went over is that it's still good, right? So I can still, I can still do that because we get that glitchy motion. Okay, that's one thing that we know we're gonna get out of the hook zone if they're not on that hook zone where he's gonna drift and just leave him open. Now, if they try to play the other hook zone and jump the streak, we can just throw underneath to the end route. Okay. Now, an additional setup we want to look at is, and let's go ahead and move in the bench switch again. So we changed it again. All right. Is motioning this guy over and then putting him on a streak route. Okay. So that's something that we could look at doing potentially and being effective. So we want to throw that pass at about 11 o'clock. Now, I hadn't shown you the second setups, and I'm going to jump into that real quick. But before I get out of these, I just want to show you that plays that have a table route and an outpost, depending on where their alignment is, you're going to be able to beat that maximum coverage that you have to that side. There's always going to be a little hole for you because they have to respect all of their zones. And all you see, I'm not flooding with 4 players now. I'm only flooding with 3. But I'm still able to get it because the curl flat is only going to play so far. The streak route, as long as you got a player that's like 91 or something plus speed, he's going to pull up the deep blue. You're going to be able to throw over the top. Now let's go ahead and get into 2 additional setups that I like to beat the hard flat, curl flat, deep blue combination. And then we'll close this video out. And if anybody know how that new like they updated everything, bro, and they really have kind of fucked up the way that I'm putting these videos up. I can't like pick videos to put out now. I kind of just got to get it right the fucking first time, which is stupid as hell. Can't wait till I get my laptop back so this can be over with. All right, so another thing we want to look at is in route, post route combination. So that far in route that Antonio Brown on, we want to put Bryant on a streak right here. Then we'll just block the running back, okay? And that is going to be able to effectively always beat this type of a coverage just the same. And we'll go ahead and do it again, because my throw is never on point at first. It's never on point. And there we go. As you can see, we're gonna have a nice little pocket to throw into, pretty much every time. And he's gonna come wide ass open too. I just want to show you that if they're sacrificing coverage over the top, then they're gonna give to one side of the field. They're gonna give up the middle of the field. Trust me. That's how it works. Boom. And you see, we can just throw in this pocket now every single time. And it's gonna work that way. But the faster the streak is, the more space you're gonna have. It's just that he's getting jammed right there. If he doesn't get jammed, he'll come clean. But you see the deep blues dropping back, and boom. And that's Vernon Davis. I made sure I got out a not Vernon Davis. That's the other Davis boy, the other cornerback. Is that Vernon Davis? No, I can't think of his name, bro. His brother, you know what I mean? Like that's the cornerback. So he's dope, and you know he's very aware, good play rec, everything. So he's reacting to it good. That's about as tight as it's gonna get. Now let me show you one other setup. Vontae Davis, boom, there you go, light bulb. All right, and man, I couldn't think of his name for shit, bro. And let me show you one other way that we can do it. And that was out of Pat's wing trips that we did that setup. And you can just do that later. I just wanted to show you can get that. And remember we covered trips tight end. So Pat's wide post was one as well. And I'm going to show you with Pat's wide post. We're going to be able to beat this same action. And remember, I didn't even show you cover 2. Anytime you do cover 2 with these, you're going to be able to get that streak right up the gut, bro. Every single time too. And I love that. See? So you just flatten out and just throw. Know what I mean? So same thing. Let's say they call it in cover 2 drop. Play the hard flats like that, and then send this guy out on the curl flat. Then you're gonna just do it the same way. You're gonna set it up. And you're basically, and I'm sorry, I said it way wrong. Let me try to show you the replay because he's open. I just threw it wrong. When you're doing that, depends on which side of the field. But as you can see, you see him wide open. You see the streak wide open. I was supposed to throw that outside. Now, if I would have threw that outside, he would have been wide open. I would have threw him to the left side of the field, and I'd have been able to go up the field for yards. My video's just coming to a close, so I don't want to run it again. But just take that in the lab, because look, you can just throw it up, throw it to the outside, and that guy's off to the races. The great part about it is if he catches it, the other inside guy may potentially come over and block the safety, and you can score. So I just wanted to make sure you saw that. Like if they do it out of a cover two, the streak route is always an option. If they do it out of a cover three shell, then you're gonna be looking at the post route as the option. So like, comment if you feel like there's a way we can make this better, or if you have any questions, or if you feel like we left something out on the field. And if you're new, sub. You know what I mean? Respect the OGs. Peace.